What is going on, people? You know that sound. The Unfiltered band means, yes, another episode of Unfiltered coming your way here and now. This one officially go down in the books as episode number 201. You can jump on board the Unfiltered Revolution 24/7, 365. Wherever you are, it's simple. Get on Twitter at Casey Stern, jump in the bio, get on the YouTube channel. All the interviews, all the conversations, oh my. And of course, for most of you are equal opportunists are we. And that be, of course, on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere where you get your podcasts. And thank you to the Unfiltered band. The Mets selling has begun. What should be a dismantling has begun as David Robertson on his way to Miami. And a couple of kids who are just old enough to go see the new Barbie flick are on their way to the Mets organization. We will delve into that, what it means, what should happen, all of your fears and all of your quandaries and issues and problems that you have with this Mets team, a franchise that has been laden with disappointments and now adds another one, and one of the top handfuls, certainly in terms of seasons, that we have seen not only for this franchise, but when you look at the exorbitant amount of money that was spent by Steve Cohen and this ownership of any franchise ever, all time. We are always here because we thank our good friends at BetOnline. BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs. Latest odds, lines, matchup reports, baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers. Live betting, favorite casino and card games, they're all available right from your phone right now. So head to the website. Use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on this action. Remember, though, to use the promo code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV. Get your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. It's BetOnline where the game starts as we get started here in EP 201. 2023. The season that was supposed to be up at a 10. The season that was going to be the culmination of what was a springboard of the 100-plus win season with Buck Showalter a year ago. Despite the disappointing ending, despite not winning the division, despite not beating the Padres, despite not getting the performances out of Scherzer and at the time Bassett and at the time everybody in the lineup up and down outside of pretty much McNeil and Nimmo and so on and so forth. With having the healthy Marte, what might have been, and all of those things. And then, they didn't get DeGrom back, and we know what happened now, but they got Verlander and what that was going to be. And Senga came in. And by the way, those two, all accounts, based on, when you look at the list and you try and power rank what's gone wrong, you're not near the top. But why are the Mets here? Because of a number of reasons and a number of things that have gone wrong. Is it Steve Cohen's fault? Yes. Is it Billy Epler's fault? Yes. Is it Butler's fault? Yes. Is it leadership in the room? Yes. Is it player personnel? Yes. Is it underperformance? Yes. Is it inability to step up to the moment? Yes. And I'm generalizing because it's not everybody in every situation. And there are, like in a blame pie, percentages of all of that and different size slices for everybody in that mix. But everyone is at fault for why the Mets have become a mess. Again. After what seemed like with the new ownership, it could never happen, has happened again and to a whole new level. This was a movie, they would say, coming soon to a theater near you. You thought the story was over, but it's the mess at a whole new level because they have reached pantheons and avenues we never even thought that they could cross and travel through in what has been a disgusting, disastrous season. But now it is time to dismantle, not just sell. David Robertson, the first piece of that. Got to give D-Rob credit. Situation he came in, thought he was setting up Edwin Diaz, became the closer after the Diaz injury when Sugar got hurt and the WBC. And David Robertson in the clubhouse by all accounts, and that's been his whole career. And on the field, and that's been most of his career as well, where he's had a fantastic career. He was terrific. What else are you going to say? Wish him the best in Miami. There's going to be a lot of talk about who the heck are these two kids that you got to Wikipedia to find out who they are that the Mets just got. And I saw people putting out on different prominent websites that this is another example of how terrible Billy Epler is and all this other kind of stuff. But the truth is, and this isn't a cop-out, people don't want to give reality. I have no idea, nor do you, what these guys are going to be in 5 years. And on deals like that were just made for a rental and a Robertson, this is what you expect par for most of the course, sans an Otani, if he were to get moved, which he's not, or big names of that ilk who have been moved in the past. Of which David Robertson, quality bullpen arm, one of the most quality bullpen arms available, certainly doesn't fit at least that list as a rental. But what these guys do and what these kids become, we're not going to be able to answer that for years. We have no idea. You know how many, you do, if you're a Met fan listening or watching, how many top prospects that the Mets have had that were supposed to be great that weren't. So really, have the names really in this franchise that they've acquired in trades or built or drafted and developed even over the last few decades meant anything in terms of, oh, I at least know that name and I know their pedigree, so I know what it's going to be? Because you got no clue what's going to happen anyway, especially with this franchise. So who knows what these two kids are going to do? We have no idea. There'll be a lot of talk about that. This deadline needs to be seen as not just the Robertson deal, but in a totality. And let's look at the list of names that they get. And let's look at the list of names they give. Let's look at the list and amount of money that they give up. We know Tommy Pham, clearly. Okay, can you move Pham? Do you move McNeil? Do you move another couple of bullpen arms? Do you go ahead and find a way somehow to eat enough money to get something for and save some money somewhere, or get a prospect if you don't save the money to move a Scherzer or a Verlander? And I got news for you. If it were me, I would move both. Now, not just to throw them away, not just to eat the money and get nothing for it. Because if they're not taking the money, or if you're eating the money, not getting a prospect that's worth it, then I understand. But this is not a selling. This needs to be a dismantling. The most disheartening part about what has gone on with the Metropolitans in 2023, people, and listen up and listen to me good, is this is not a disappointing season like, where you kind of get back on the horse and we'll see you at spring training and you're going out and winning 95 games next year, because I don't know how this team's winning 85 games next year. You want to tell me they're going to sign Shohei Otani? Okay, great. Good luck being on that list, and tell me how you're going to sell why he should go to you instead of the Dodgers or even the Mariners, and certainly the Yankees, and certainly the Giants or anyone else. Good luck with that. Get back to me. Other than you're going to tell me that Cohen's going to outbid how many more millions of dollars? And then that alone wouldn't fix it anyway, because if Shohei Otani was on this baseball team, they still wouldn't now go make the playoffs. Team's been a disgrace. And the problem is, and where I think the issue is, where I think you have to really have some concern, really have concern. The issue is in the margins. The issue is in the margins. What do I mean by that? When you have one drastic thing that has gone wrong, and I look at an organization like a house, right? So all of a sudden, okay, you got one toilet that's broken. I can go get a plumber. If you could fix it yourself, you're better than me. And you go ahead and you go fix that toilet, or you bring in a plumber and they fix that toilet, and no problem, okay? But you got termites, you got a problem your whole house. Mets got termites. Go ahead and quote me on that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Share it. Put it wherever you want on every wall, because that's a bigger problem. Because in the margins, when they were close to winning games, everyone seemed to fail. Remember, I remember the loss number. I think it was loss 43. That the Buck Showalter thing where they're up 3 runs. And I've been, Buck apologist. I've been a Buck rationalist most of the year. They're up 3 runs on the Phillies in the 8th inning. We don't see Ottavino. We don't see Robertson. And away you go. You hit 2 or 3 batters and you blow the game. When they were in it. And that was right after they had won those 5 games against the Rays, and then you're 3 against the Rays, 2 against the Guardians, right? That big week that they had, the 1 week of this season that they had. and they had gone the other way, but you're slipping and sliding, but you're still kind of in it to win it, and that's one I remember. But how many different games have there been they haven't gotten the big hit, or if they made a big base running error, or a big mistake, or there hasn't been intensity? The leadership right now in this room doesn't look like the right mix, and that's a problem when I got Verlander, Scherzer, Lindor, Alonso, et cetera, on down the line, and bucket that, all of that. That is a big problem, don't you think? So they got to find where are the termites and what the heck is going on in this house that they built of 2023, because it is not just solely on Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander as a tag team. More Scherzer certainly than Verlander. But it is not about just those two, even though everybody's going to kind of paint and pigeonhole that it's about that front of the rotation. Because, by the way, Senga was on an all-star team. Verlander has had some spots, and if they would have gotten anything at the back of the rotation, scored any runs, won any close games, had any moments, shown any moxie, done anything positive, none of that would have been as bad as it is now. It would have been, well, geez, the Mets are barely hanging on to a playoff spot, and they need Scherzer to elevate. They need this to occur. But nothing occurred because there are termites all over the house. All over your house. How are you going to fix it? This team needs to be dismantled to fix it. That is the scary part of what has gone on with this baseball team. This isn't a sell job. This needs to be a breakdown all the way to the roots job. That is what is going on with this baseball team. So what are you willing to do? What can you do? Well, they can move McNeil, right? They can move, clearly going to move Pham. You try and find somebody who could use Canna, right? Okay. So, you're going to sit there and say, all right, well, what are you going to do with Pete Alonso? Is Pete Alonso part of the future of this baseball team or not? Or not? I love Pete Alonso. We all love Pete Alonso, okay? We all love the way that he is and his personality. And look, it's like, love-hate. Everybody else seems to kind of want to, crap on him. But if you love this team, you love Pete Alonso. Look at the year he had, okay? I mean, there were times this year he was a step ahead of Willie Mo Pena in terms of hitting long home runs, but not doing anything else. Sorry. Yeah, everybody gets on Lindor, who, he had all issues, certainly, for large parts of this year. But, look, the contract, then you can say there are times where, he at least he was driving in runs other guys were not. And he's not the sole reason. Is he part of it? He's part of it. To his own credit, at least he stood in front of the fire and the camera seemingly every day and admitted he's part of it. But everyone's part of it. This isn't a one, let's sell off the rentals like Robertson, Pham, and the guys that you can, and then all of a sudden you turn around. How are you fixing this? You're going to spend more money, more bad money, and I'm not talking about Otani. Where else when Otani doesn't come to you because he's not going to? Because if you were Otani, you wouldn't do it either. You'd say, no, Tani, no thank you. I'll go to L.A. and go be a Dodger and stay local where I am now. Go up the 5 freeway, and I'll sit there and be a Dodger and be a hero. Why would you go to the Mets? What is selling you on that? Nothing. Zero. Zero. Nil. Zilch. Nada. Nope. Not going to happen. So where are they going to spend the money? Who are the free agents you're out there to go fix it? The best thing they can do is break this thing down, build the prospect system, and then try through trades, whether it's Billy Epler, David Stearns, or whoever else is going to be, and go out there and find a way to, through the trade market, I know it's crazy, without spending money, get better, but also get at least younger, where the average age isn't 48. This team has been exposed for lack of leadership in the room at times. It's been exposed for lack of a system being deep enough. It's been exposed for lack of depth of pitching. That Edwin Diaz injury can hurt you. It can't cripple you. the way that it did, and Robertson did his job, but the guys they were pulling weren't good enough to be at the big league level to pitch in the back of the rotation or to be there in the muffin tops and the Swiss cheese in the middle of that bullpen either. Those are things the Braves can do. The Rays can do. The Orioles can do. Go around to whatever teams you think are good or systems the Dodgers can do. The Mets cannot. That's not just about the guys on the field in 2023. That's not just about what Billy Epler did this past offseason. That's about what Billy Epler and regimes before him and this ownership, since they've come in trying to win, telling you we're going to win it in 3 to 4 years, have not paid enough attention to, and that's your system and having enough guys to pluck from. I got news for you. You're going to hate me. Brett Baty, he's okay. I said this a year ago. I've said this on maybe 6 different episodes on this show. I don't think he's that good. I still don't. Mark Vientos is okay. I don't think he's that good. I still don't. You got Alvarez. And by the way, hitting 1 out of 3 ain't bad. Sorry, I know Meatloaf, the song was 2. Because with prospects, who knows? Yeah, Baty could be part of the mix. Fine. He's not an answer fixing you. He's just, and it's never going to be. Even if he's the guy for a long period of time, he's not. Vientos, just not. Ryan Mauricio, more of an answer for me than those two at some point. But where's your system? Where's your depth? You don't have it, and now you have a chance to try not to fix it in the next 5 days or whatever it is now. You can't fix it totally, but you can start. And I don't know if these 2 kids are going to be any good. I have no idea. They're like 12. But the Mets got to not sell. They got to dismantle to go turn around and fix this thing. They got to find the termites and fix this house to fix this thing. And that's about much more than what 2 prospects you just got in doing one deal for David Robertson. So Met fans are going to sit there and they're going to complain about Billy Epler. You're going to blame it on Buck. You're going to blame it on this guy. You're going to blame it on that guy. And at the end of the day, that spilled milk is on the floor and somebody got to damn clean it. This is their chance to start cleaning that mess up. Unfiltered, as always, brought to you by our good friends at BetOnline.